Well, everybody has a different personality, and some can talk very well while they're moving and flowing within the defense and making slides, and others, have to see it and then move. And so we need to step up there. We need one or two guys, that are on the field to, be more vocal, recognize the situation, and communicate with others if it's a slide or a double team situation. We're fortunate that Dom Lamonera does that extremely well. He does a great job communicating with the defense and getting defensemen to check up with their attackmen or midfielders before the whistle blows to start play. And that's a good place to start, is in the goal. But we need a couple other guys in the field to be more vocal.
That's somewhere with Brian McGill gone. It was him last year. That it's figuring out who's going to fill that role.
Yeah, that's it. With Brian, being a leader and a captain last year. With him gone, we got a little bit of a void as far as that aspect of the game. But it's something that we practice. We do drills to get the defensemen moving and talking at the same time. So they'll get better. They'll get better as we have game experience this year.
It was obvious in the scrimmage that Kevin Rice and Dylan Donahue had a great game. Anyone on film offensively step out to you that really didn't step out that you noticed in the scrimmage right away?
Well, we're happy with, the reason they're allowed to do what they do is it really has a lot to do with the spacing of our other players. And I think the first midfield group in particular did a very nice job with that and had some good opportunities. And then we were impressed with the second group for, having basically two freshmen on that group. Their lacrosse IQ is pretty high, so they're able to get that spacing like the first group, and it helped us quite a bit. We were impressed with that as the day went on.
You're starting to make some decisions on, you've got all this depth, who's stepping up, who's going to be on one line versus the second? Or?
Yeah, I think what you saw out there is fairly close, although now Randy can play in this scrimmage, so there's probably going to be some midfield play with him, and how does that work, and some attack play with him out there with different combinations of, Dylan and Kevin and Derek, and then we also brought Jordan down to play attack. When his midfield was resting, so he got some experience there. So it's time will tell, but we've got to check him out in both positions.
How's Nicky been doing?
Nicky Weston or Glasso. He's feeling good. We keep our fingers crossed. He's going to heal as quick as possible, and that'll be another. Throwing him in the mix once he gets back out there too. That'll be, be some question marks there as far as which group will he go with and that kind of thing too. But such problems, right, to have some depth and to worry about how we're going to get good players on the field.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys obviously don't have to worry about that, and obviously being recognized for it, number one in the coaches poll. What does that mean to you guys this early on?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I mean, I know we were in the championship game last year. We definitely lost some very good players. We mentioned McGill, a leader on defense with David Hamlin, and they have a guy like JoJo and Luke Cometti, who were great producers for us last year, and not only as leaders but in the point category, in statistics. And yet, that graduation, these guys coming back, the coaches think that much of us, yet they don't. We don't have an All-American on the team, so kind of interesting that we'd be picked there. But it must be I have got really good assistant coaches to help coach these guys. So, but time will tell. We'll see, and it's good that in a way that coaches think that much of us.
Yeah, and speaking of the poll, all 6 ACC teams in the top 7. I mean, talk about the testament to the conference there.
Well, it's been that way, and then they've always been terrific. With the 4 or 5 teams that have been there, and then 4 teams. And now you throw a team like Notre Dame, who really was number 1 in the RPI last year, and I think we were number 2 in the RPI, 2 or 3. I think 2. So you add the number 1 and number 2 team in the RPIs to 4 other great teams in the ACC. So to me, it's not surprising. We felt the team's going to be really strong, and the players that these guys have coming back, and some of the other teams that are pretty highly ranked had some graduation this last year, so they've got to develop their younger players. But it doesn't surprise me at all that the teams are ranked the way they're ranked, especially in the ACC.